dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. So in today's class, I am explaining one of the most important concepts that is frequently asked in the board examination. So that is plant hormones. So today's concept is plant hormones. And students, you must also remember these plant hormones are also called by another name, that is phytohormones. So plant hormones or phytohormones, both the meaning is same. They both are having the same meaning. So firstly, let me explain you what is meant by plant hormone. So already you know hormone. Hormone is nothing but a chemical substance. So this chemical substance which is present in the plant body is performing a very important function. And it is not that one plant hormone which is present in plant's body. Let me explain each of plant hormone in detail. But before that, we need to understand the definition of it. Plant hormones or phytohormones is nothing but these are the hormones which is responsible for growth and also the development of the plant. See, plant, say for example, when you sow a seed in the soil, that seed, when it gets appropriate conditions like air, water and sunlight, it germinates. Seed will become seedling, and this seedling later it will develop into a plant. And this plant will bear, fruits, there will be leaves, there is birds, and there are, flowers. Lot of things keep arising from the plant body. And all these things which are coming out of the plant body is the result of chemicals present in the plant. So it is very important to know first the definition of plant hormones. Okay, so let me write this. So please note down each and every point which I write on the board, and also whenever I say this is important, they have asked in the board examination, make sure that you will learn definitely without failure. Okay, right. So plant hormones are nothing but hormones. Okay, hormones, please note this, hormones which are responsible for growth and development of the plant. Growth and development of the plants. So this is the definition for plant hormones or phytohormones. So there are 5 plant hormones. But in your NCERT textbook in the class 10, they have given importance to learn only 4 plant hormones. So I will be explaining all the 5 plant hormones so that you can understand the importance of each of the hormone that is present in the plant. So now the different types of the plant hormones. The first one, it is auxin. The first one is auxin. The second one is gibberellin. 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 And the third one is cytokinin. Cytokinin. Remember, to learn the spellings is very important. And the fourth one, it is ethylene. And the fifth one is abscisic acid. Abscissic. Abscisic acid. Okay, so these are the 5 plant hormones. Before understanding each of this hormone in detail, see, these hormones are broadly classified into 2 types. So what are the 2 types which they are classified into? See, auxin, gibberellin and cytokinin, these 3 hormones, they are considered to be growth promoters. That means these 3 hormones, they are always responsible for showing the growth in the plant. So they are called as growth promoters. Remember, they are called as growth promoters. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, these 3 hormones, they are responsible for promoting the growth. That means they are helping the growth of the plant. What are they called as? Growth promoters. And moving to ethylene and abscisic acid, these 2 hormones, they are considered to be growth inhibitors. They are considered to be growth inhibitors. What do you mean by growth inhibitors? Inhibitors. The meaning of the word inhibitor, it is nothing but it is stopping the growth of the plant. Inhibit is nothing but stop. So ethylene and abscisic acid, they are helpful to stop the growth of the plant. See, once the seed is sown, as I told you, the plant develops. Say for example, peepal tree is developing. If the peepal tree is developing, the peepal tree will grow to a certain height. After that, it stops growing. Will it keep on growing? No, right? It stops growing after growing to a certain height. It is because of the presence of growth inhibitors. Okay, if there are no growth inhibitors in the plants, it is very difficult for the plants to stop the growth of the plant. Okay, so now let us understand each of this hormone in detail. So firstly, what you need to understand, what is plant hormone or phytohormone? Definition you have to know, and the different types of plant hormones. There are totally 5 plant hormones, namely Auxin. See, learn Auxin. When you are writing or learning, say Auxin, Auxin. Then Gibberellin, it is Gibber, Gibber, Ellin. Gibberellin makes gibberellin. And then Cyto, Cyto, Kinin, Cytokinin. And then here it is ethylene, and this spelling to learn is very important. See, it is Abscic. Abscic. So to learn the spellings, it is very important. Even after learning plant hormones, if you make mistake while writing, then also you will lose marks, right? It's very important to learn the spellings properly. Let me now explain each of this hormone in detail. I hope you all have copied this. We will now start with Auxin. Okay, the first one is Auxin. Auxin. See, as I told you, Auxin is a growth promoter. That means it is responsible for showing growth in the plant. So what is the importance of Auxin in the plant? See, in the plant body, say for example, if this is a plant, just think this is a plant right now. So in the plant body, you know that plant need all the necessary conditions for its development. If plant is showing its growth, then plant is receiving the air properly, it is receiving the sunlight properly, it will be also receiving the water and minerals properly. When a plant receives everything that is needed for its development, only then the plant will grow. Correct? So this Auxin, which is released in the plant, has a specific function. First, where exactly the Auxin is synthesized? Synthesized is nothing but produced or released. Where is Auxin released? See, this part, the part which is above the soil is called as shoot. Correct? And the part which is below the soil is called as root. Now, this Auxin is synthesized at the tip of the shoot. Okay? At the tip of the shoot, Auxin is produced. Who is responsible for this Auxin to produce at the shoot tip? It is the sunlight. Very important, children. Okay, see, when sunlight falls on the shoot tip, what happens is, at the tip of the shoot, the Auxin hormone is released. As Auxin hormone is released, as a result of this, the cells present at this region will show elongation. That means cells grow longer. Okay, as Auxin is released at the shoot tip, cells present at the shoot tips, they grow longer. So we say this as cell elongation. What is this function? Cell elongation. That means growing the cells longer. Okay, remember the most important function of Auxin hormone is, firstly, it is produced at the shoot tips, and the Auxin which is produced at the shoot tip is responsible for cell elongation, the first function of Auxin hormone. And children, you must also know, as sunlight is falling on the plant, we always say that plant bend towards sunlight. Do you know the reason why plant is bending towards sunlight? It is because, see, when sunlight is falling from one direction, okay, say for example, the sunlight is falling from this direction. What happens? As the light falls on the shoot tip, the cells present at this region will show elongation. Correct? But now these cells which are getting elongated, that are becoming longer, they actually move from this region to this region. That means this is the region where the light is focused. Okay, as a result of it, cells are getting longer. The cells which became longer now move towards the shady part. This is called as shady region. This is called as shady region. Why? Because the light is falling from this direction. This is now the shady region. The cells which are getting elongated at this direction will move towards the shady part of the plant. So at the shady part of the plant, what happens? The cells get elongated. Clear? So as a result of it, what happens is, when all the cells get accumulated, that means as it gets stored over the shady part of the plant, what happens is the weight of the plant increases more towards the shady part. See, now if you consider yourself as an object, see, if something is kept over you, what happens? The weight increases. Okay, as the weight increases, what happens? Obviously, you will bend your body towards one direction. In the same way, what happens is, the auxin which is produced at the shoot tip, it enables the cells to grow longer. As the cells are growing longer, the elongated cells are moving towards the shady part. That means the storage of elongated cells are getting more and more towards the shady part. Obviously, what happens? The weight of the shady region increases, and now automatically what happens? The plant is bending towards the sunlight. Okay, so now we can also add one more point at this time, that is, the auxin is responsible for phototropic movement. You all know what is phototropism. Phototropism is nothing but movement of plant or bending of plant towards the sunlight. Why the plant is bending? It is because of the auxin hormone. You understood what auxin hormone is doing. It is responsible for elongation of cells, and elongated cells are storing towards the shady part, which is enabling the weight of the plant to increase from the shady part and allow the plant to bend towards sunlight. So this is what exactly happens, and that is the reason the plant also bend towards sunlight. Suppose in the examination, if they ask which hormone is responsible for phototropism, you must write it is auxin. Auxin is responsible for phototropism. Is that clear? Yes. So after understanding the first point, cell elongation, you also note down. So it is also responsible for phototropism. Phototropism. Yes. Apart from this, what else the auxin is doing? This auxin is also responsible for apical dominance. You know what is apical dominance? In the class 9, we all have learnt about apical meristem. I hope you all have remembered. Meristematic tissue, apical meristem, we have learnt. Apical meristem is the type of meristematic tissue where it enables the plant to grow longer. Correct now? Right. So apical meristem is nothing but, see here, this hormone which is released inside the plant body is auxin hormone, enable the plant to grow tall also. That means it increases the height of the plant. Okay. So both, the stem part as well as the root part, both are simultaneously showing the increase in its height. Okay. That is called as apical dominance. But it is not given in the textbook, but also you must know this point. And one more point I would like to add here, apart from this cell elongation and also phototropic movement, this auxin hormone, it is also responsible for root initiation. What do you mean by root initiation? Root initiation is nothing but fixing up of roots in the soil. See, when the roots are not properly fixed in the soil, what happens? The plant can easily bend, or plant may easily lose that position and it can fall down. Okay, that should never happen. So in order to grow properly, the plant should have a proper base, and that proper base is given by a proper root fixation. So that root fixation or root initiation is basically, it is one of the responsibility of the hormone called auxin. Okay, I think I made all your doubts clear. So with respect to examination point of view, you must know these 2 points. One is auxin is responsible for cell elongation, and I also explained you what happens when cell is getting elongated. Please note down all those points, and apart from that, it is also responsible for phototropism. Right. So moving to next, the next hormone is the gibberellin. Okay, the next hormone is gibberellin. So this gibberellin is also a growth promoter. Gibberellin is also a growth promoter. So what is the function of gibberellin? Gibberellin helps in stem elongation. It is that the plant show the growth simultaneously. That means the leaves start to grow, the stems start to develop, root also start to initiate deeper and deeper into the soil. Right. So for all these things to happen, one or the other hormone should be responsible. Now for the stem to get elongate, it is the gibberellin who is responsible. Okay. So apart from the stem elongation, this gibberellin also help in leaf expansion. See, when the plant is started to grow, at the initial stage, the size of the leaf is very small. But as the plant tend to develop taller and taller, what happen? The leaf also increase by its size. So this increase in size is what we will call it as leaf expansion. Okay. So gibberellin, the first point to note. So it is responsible. It is responsible, right? It is responsible for stem elongation. Stem elongation. So this point you must write in the examination when they ask about gibberellin. It is responsible for stem elongation and leaf expansion. Leaf expansion, that means the leaves are growing longer, broader, and for that to happen, gibberellin is responsible. See, this gibberellin hormone, apart from performing these two functions, it is also responsible for the development of fruits in the plant, development of flowers in the plant. Okay, fruits and also flowers are developing with the help of hormone called as gibberellin. And remember children, it is not only the gibberellin is responsible for the development of fruits and flowers. There are certain other hormones also. Along with that, gibberellin is also coping up. Okay. So the second point to note is it is responsible, or you can also write helping. It is responsible for growth of flowers and fruits. Growth of flowers and fruits. So these two things you must write with respect to gibberellin hormone. Okay, right. So now we will move for the next one. So apart from this, see this gibberellin hormone, as you go to higher classes, you also learn about it. Also helps in developing the dormant seeds. Dormant. That means the seeds which are very, very small. Usually they don't grow. Okay, but when the gibberellin is produced in an appropriate amount, it is also helping the dormant seeds to grow in an appropriate condition. Okay, so you can note that point if you want. So it helps the dormant seeds. It helps the dormant, which is nothing but very small. Okay, dormant seeds. It helps the dormant seeds to grow. Okay, and these dormant seeds, if they are able to grow, they need an appropriate condition. Whenever we say appropriate condition, with respect to plant, it is nothing but always air, water and also the soil. Okay, these things are needed. Okay, and also the sunlight is the mandatory one. Right. So now we will move for the next hormone after understanding about the gibberellin. I hope you all have copied this. So after understanding gibberellin, the third hormone that we need to understand is cytokinin. Very important hormone, cytokinin. Cytokinin. So this is the third growth promoter, cytokinin. So what is the function of cytokinin? Cytokinin, wherever it is produced in the plant, in that particular region, the cell division continuously takes place. So the most important function of cytokinin is it promotes cell division. So this is the one of the important function of cytokinin. It promotes the cell division. It promotes cell division. Very important. Okay. It promotes cell division. So according to your textbook, they have given this point as an important one. But what else you also have to know with respect to this hormone is, it is not only promoting cell division, it is also responsible for secondary growth of the plant. Hope you remember what is secondary growth. See, in the 9th standard with respect to meristematic tissue, we learned plant shows primary growth and secondary growth. Primary growth is nothing but increasing in height of the plant. Secondary growth is nothing but increasing the girth of the plant. What do you mean by girth? Girth is nothing but the plant increases by its diameter or the width. So when it becomes very thick, the size of the plant is very thick, it is going to be a tree in future. Correct? So for that to happen in a plant, the cytokinin is also responsible. Okay. So the second point to note is, so it helps in secondary growth of the plant. Secondary growth of the plant. Secondary growth of the plant is because of the hormone called cytokinin. And moving to third, as I told you that it promotes cell division. Where exactly the rapid cell division takes place, or the cell division is seen more in the plant, if you ask, it is in the region of the development of seeds and fruits. Say for example, in a plant, if a bud is forming, that bud will later become a flower, and that flower later it get converted into fruit. During the formation of fruit, the size of the fruit keep increasing as the day passes. Correct? As it increasing day by day, the number of cells in that region also keep increases. And how is this number of cells are increasing? The cells are increasing because of the cell division. Is that clear? So the rapid cell division, or we can see the constant amount of cell division, increases in the areas of especially fruits and also seeds. So we can see maximum amount of cytokinin in the areas of fruits and seeds. So this is very important point to note. Sometimes they will also ask this point in the examination, especially in the multiple choice part. Okay. So I hope you're clear with the three hormones which I explained so far. One is the auxin, second one is gibberellin, and third one is cytokinin. Okay. So last two hormones which I am explaining right now, they are considered to be the growth inhibitors. What are they called as? Growth inhibitors. So growth inhibitors is nothing but the hormones which is responsible for stopping the growth of the plant. So let me now explain. The first one is the ethylene. Actually, this ethylene is a gas. It is a gaseous hormone. What is ethylene? Ethylene is the gaseous hormone. Okay. So this ethylene, it is released. Let me give you an example. Say for example, so you bring a raw banana to your house. When you bring a raw banana, basically it will be green in color. But if you keep that raw banana at one specific place at your house and just watch for 2 to 3 days, what happens for next 2 to 3 days? The color of that green banana, so-called raw banana, keep changing as the time duration passes. Why is this actually happening inside that banana? It is not only with respect to banana I am telling. It may be any kind of fruit. At the initial stages, they are raw. So when they are raw, they are green in color. But as the day passes, the color of the fruit also changes. It is because of the ethylene hormone. Ethylene, which is released inside the fruit, it is slowly changing the color of the fruit. That means it is responsible for aging. See, the raw banana, which was so rigid, it was so hard. As the day passes, the color changes to yellow and then it changes to black. What happens one final day? It will be completely, it looks like rotten. That means this process, we call it as aging in science. So for the aging to take place inside the plant body or in a fruit body, it is that ethylene is a responsible. So I can write under ethylene, it is responsible for ripening the fruit. It is responsible for ripening the fruit. Ethylene is responsible for ripening the fruit. Is that clear? So this is all about ethylene, and you can also add one more point, that aging process. Aging. So aging is one of the important factor of ethylene. And our last hormone is the abscisic acid. Abscissic. Abscisic acid. You all have seen that when a tree is grown, the tree grow to a certain height, and after several months what happened? The leaves of the tree also get shred. Will the leaves in the trees be the green throughout the year? No, right? The green color of the leaves keep changing, and the leaves also keep falling. And some parts of the plant also, as they get dried up, they keep falling. Why is this happening? This is because of the presence of abscisic acid. Abscisic acid is responsible for wilting of leaves. Wilting is nothing but falling. What is the meaning of wilting? Wilting is nothing but falling. Okay, so basically you must know these two hormones. If they are not present in the plant body, then it would have been difficult for the plants to show the constant growth or to stop the growth. See, some parts of the plants are showing constant growth, whereas some parts of the plants are also stopping the growth of the plant. And if these two hormones are not there in the plant body, then plant would have been grown to certain heights which we were not able to imagine. Correct? So, abscisic acid is responsible for stopping the growth of the plant. So, what you will write in the examination is, it inhibits the growth of the plant. It inhibits growth of the plant. Inhibit, the meaning is stop. Inhibit growth of the plant. So for this you will be writing the example as wilting of leaves. So wilting of leaves is an example for abscisic acid. I hope you are clear with everything, and you can also add one more point for the cytokinin. As I told you, ethylene is responsible for aging process. Cytokinin also avoids this aging. It avoids aging. It will always look the plant in such a way that the plant is not going to die. The plant is not going to age up. Okay, so those points are those points which I just told you are like extra points, but for the knowledge purpose you have to learn all these things, right? So we have completed all the portions from the lesson control and coordination, and this was the last video for that particular lesson. So the next lesson that most of the students are requesting is carbon and its compounds. So I'll be coming up with that particular lesson, and we will be discussing lot of important things from that particular lesson. Hope you understood all the concepts. If you find this video useful, don't forget to share this video with all your friends and write your opinion in the comment area. And if you have any doubts also, please post in the comment area. And thank you so much for watching.